In 1918, the United Kingdom's Royal Air Force was formed. In 1513, Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon landed on the coast of Florida. In 1879, Sofia, liberated from the Ottoman Empire by Russian troops, was named the capital of Bulgaria. On this day in 1968, Martin Luther King Jr., a leader of the American Civil Rights Movement, who was in Memphis, Tennessee, to support a strike by the city's sanitation workers, was assassinated by James Earl Ray. In 1621, the Mayflower departed for England after having deposited 102 pilgrims at what became the American colony of Plymouth. In 1199, mortally wounded in battle, Richard I, also known as the Lionheart, died. In 1449, Felix V, the last antipope, abdicated. In 1973, Pablo Picasso, perhaps the most influential artist of the 20th century, died at the age of 91. In 2005, Charles, Prince of Wales, who was first in line to the British throne, married Camilla Parker Bowles. In 1633, bananas went on sale for the first time in London. On this day in 1814, during the Napoleonic Wars, Napoleon was facing an invasion of France by forces bent on his overthrow and, pressed by his own officers, abdicated unconditionally. In 1945, US President Franklin D. Roosevelt died at the age of 63. In 1640, Charles I, King of Great Britain and Ireland, convened the Short Parliament, the first to be summoned in 11 years. On this day in 1865, US President Abraham Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth while attending a production at Ford's Theatre in Washington, D.C. and died the next morning. On this day in 1912, the British luxury passenger liner Titanic sank en route to New York City from Southampton. After striking an iceberg during its maiden voyage, some 1,500 people died. In 1746, an English army defeated a Scottish force under Charles Edward Stuart at the Battle of Culloden, ending the Jacobite effort to restore the Stuarts to England's throne. In 1194, Richard I was crowned King of England for the second time, after earlier surrendering his kingdom to the Holy Roman Emperor Henry VI. In 1955, German-American physicist Albert Einstein died aged 76. In 1775, the American Revolution began with the battles of Lexington and Concord. In 1808, Napoleon III, President of the Second Republic and Emperor of France, was born in Paris. In 1509, with the death of Henry VII, his eldest surviving son assumed the British throne as Henry VIII. In 1370, construction began on the Bastille, the medieval fortress that came to symbolise French despotism. In 1016, upon the death of King Ethelred II of England, his son claimed the throne as Edmund II. In 1898, Spain declared war on the United States of America. In 1792, the first guillotine was erected in Paris to execute a highwayman. In 1607, the first permanent English settlers in North America landed at Cape Henry, and they later formed Jamestown. In 1791, Samuel Morse, an American painter and the inventor of an electric telegraph and the Morse code, was born in Charlestown, Massachusetts. In 1881, Billy the Kid escaped from prison after he had been convicted of murder and sentenced to death. He was killed several months later by Sheriff Pat Garrett. In 1770, British explorer James Cook made his first landing in Australia at Botany Bay. In 1789, George Washington, the first president of the United States, was inaugurated.